Engine knocking or timing chain noise? Don't guess until you watch this. Have you ever switched off your car after a normal drive only to hear a strange noise that wasn't there before? Maybe it's a metallic rattle, a steady ticking, or a deep knocking sound that instantly makes you think the worst. Within seconds, you're wondering whether the engine is about to fail and how much it's going to cost. The problem is that most drivers assume every unusual engine noise means disaster. That's simply not true. Some sounds are early warnings that can be fixed relatively cheaply, while others do signal serious mechanical problems. The challenge is knowing the difference before you spend money, or continue driving and make things much worse. One of the biggest mistakes people make is trying to diagnose an engine by listening from outside the car. Unfortunately, engines don't work that way. Sound travels through metal, oil, coolant, and the engine block before it reaches your ears. By then, the source can seem completely different from where the problem actually started. For example, a worn timing chain can sound remarkably similar to a rod bearing problem. A failing water pump can imitate valve train noise, and even a small exhaust leak can produce a ticking sound that many people mistake for worn lifters. That's why experienced technicians never diagnose an engine based on sound alone. Instead, they gather evidence. They ask simple questions. Where is the noise loudest? Does it happen only during a cold start? Does it become louder as the engine warms up? Does it change with RPM or underload? The answers narrow the possibilities long before any parts are replaced. The good news is that you don't need expensive equipment to do the same thing. One of the best diagnostic tools costs less than most engine oil changes, a mechanic's stethoscope. It allows you to place a probe directly against different parts of the engine so you can hear exactly where the sound is coming from, instead of guessing from several feet away. Move the probe from the valve cover to the timing cover, then to the oil pan and transmission bell housing. The loudest location often tells you more than the sound itself. That simple test can prevent one of the most common and expensive mistakes in automotive repair, replacing the wrong component. Before we dive into specific faults, remember one important fact. Every engine makes noise. Fuel injectors click, valves open and close, timing chains move, bearings rotate thousands of times every minute. A healthy engine is never completely silent. The goal isn't to eliminate every sound, it's to recognize when something changes. Some noises appear only during the first few seconds after starting the engine. Others become louder once the engine reaches operating temperature. Some increase with engine speed, while others hardly change at all. Paying attention to those patterns gives you valuable clues before you ever pick up a wrench. Most engine noises that concern drivers fall into three main categories. The first is a deep knock coming from the lower part of the engine. The second is a metallic rattle near the front of the engine, usually related to the timing system. The third is a rapid ticking noise from the top of the engine that's often connected to the valve train. Let's start with the one everyone fears, rod knock. A genuine rod knock is a deep, heavy metallic thump that follows engine speed. Unlike a light tick, it has a dull, solid sound that becomes more noticeable as the engine warms up and often gets louder under acceleration. Inside the engine, each connecting rod rides on a thin layer of bearing material lubricated by engine oil. When those bearings wear, excessive clearance develops between the rod and crankshaft. Instead of rotating smoothly, the rod begins striking the crankshaft, creating the knocking sound. This isn't a problem that fixes itself. Left alone, the bearing continues wearing until it can damage the crankshaft or even throw a connecting rod through the engine block. Fortunately, not every deep knock is rod knock. Loose torque converter bolts, a cracked flex plate, or other transmission-related problems can produce almost identical sounds. That's why technicians always confirm where the noise is strongest before recommending major repairs. Using a mechanic's stethoscope makes this much easier. If the knocking is loudest at the oil pan, you're probably dealing with a bottom-end engine problem. If it's louder near the transmission bell housing, the issue could be the flex plate or torque converter instead. That simple comparison can save thousands of dollars in unnecessary repairs. The next common noise is timing chain rattle. Unlike rod knock, timing chain noise is lighter and more metallic. Many drivers notice it during the first few seconds after starting a cold engine. As oil pressure builds, the rattle often becomes quieter or disappears completely. The timing chain keeps the crankshaft and camshaft synchronized. Over time, the chain stretches and the hydraulic tensioner wears. Until oil pressure builds, the chain has extra slack, allowing it to slap against the guides or timing cover. While that may not sound serious at first, ignoring it can be expensive. Excessive chain slack can eventually allow the chain to skip teeth, throwing the valve timing out of sync. Fortunately, timing chain problems usually provide plenty of warning. Cold start rattles, camshaft timing fault codes, rough idle, poor acceleration, and intermittent check engine lights often appear long before complete failure. Recognizing those early signs gives you the opportunity to repair the problem before it becomes a much larger and much more expensive job. The third category is valve train noise, and fortunately, it's also one of the least serious in many cases. Instead of a deep knock or metallic rattle, you'll usually hear a fast, rhythmic ticking coming from the top of the engine. The most common causes are worn hydraulic lifters, rocker arms, or low oil pressure reaching the valve train. High mileage engines are especially prone to this, particularly if oil changes have been neglected or the wrong oil has been used. The encouraging news is that valve train ticking doesn't always mean major repairs. Sometimes the solution is as simple as changing the engine oil and filter using the manufacturer's recommended viscosity. Dirty oil can prevent hydraulic lifters from operating correctly, and fresh oil is often enough to quiet the noise. If the ticking remains after proper maintenance, it's time for a closer inspection to determine whether a lifter, rocker arm, or camshaft has worn beyond service limits. Another area that's frequently overlooked is the accessory drive. Components like the alternator, water pump, air conditioning compressor, idler pulleys, and belt tensioner all spin whenever the engine is running. As their bearings wear, they can produce rattles, grinding noises, or chirping sounds that are easily mistaken for internal engine problems. Fortunately, these faults are usually much less expensive to repair. One of the quickest ways to separate an accessory problem from an internal engine issue is by temporarily removing the serpentine belt and briefly starting the engine. If the noise disappears, you've immediately narrowed the problem to one of the belt-driven accessories. If the sound remains, you know the source is somewhere inside the engine itself. It's a simple test that can save hours of unnecessary diagnosis. Now let's put everything together into a practical diagnostic routine. Start by identifying where the noise is loudest. Use a mechanic's stethoscope if you have one, or carefully listen around different parts of the engine. The valve cover, timing cover, oil pan, and transmission bell housing are the four areas that usually tell the story. Next, pay attention to when the noise occurs. Does it only happen during a cold start? Does it disappear after a few minutes? Does it become louder as the engine warms up? These patterns are often more valuable than the sound itself. A noise that increases directly with RPM usually points to rotating engine components. If it becomes louder under acceleration, that may indicate a bottom-end problem such as rod knock. If it fades as oil pressure builds, the timing chain tensioner or hydraulic lifters become much more likely. Before assuming the worst, always check the engine oil. It sounds almost too simple, but low oil level or poor oil condition is responsible for countless engine noise complaints every year. Oil lubricates bearings, operates hydraulic lifters, and keeps timing chain tensioners functioning properly. Running low on oil can create multiple noises at once and dramatically increase engine wear. If the oil level is correct, connect a scan tool if the check engine light is on. Fault codes related to camshaft timing, variable valve timing, or oil pressure can provide valuable clues that support what you're hearing. The biggest lesson is this: don't let fear make the diagnosis for you. Many drivers hear a strange sound and immediately assume the engine is finished. Others do the opposite and continue driving, hoping the noise will disappear. The smart approach is to investigate early, confirm the source, and repair the problem before it has the chance to become something much worse. Engines are remarkably good at warning us before major failures occur. A new noise is often the first sign that a component needs attention. Catching that warning early can mean the difference between replacing a timing chain tensioner and replacing an entire engine. In many cases, spending a few minutes diagnosing the problem properly can save thousands of dollars in unnecessary repairs. So the next time you hear a knock, tick, or rattle, don't panic, but don't ignore it either. Slow down, gather the evidence, and let the engine tell its story. Once you understand how different engine noises behave, you'll stop guessing and start diagnosing with confidence. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button and share it with someone who might be worrying about an engine noise right now. It could save them from making a costly mistake. And don't miss the next video where we'll answer another question that causes drivers to panic. Engine overheating or a blown head gasket? I'll show you the simple checks that can help you identify the real problem before you spend money on repairs you may not need. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.